It was like, oh, and now we need this trigger-esque twist. Let's do this. Okay. And it was like, no. Welcome back! We're in the flesh again.
Yes, finally! Our anime forms have driven off, and now...
But they're going to reappear, probably.
Yeah.
But for now, we're real, ugly 3D people, as they say. And today we're going to look at this magnificent pink picture. Screen. Or maybe we're going to review BNA, because everything is out now.
It's out, it's watchable, and we've seen it all.
Yeah, that's our predict. It's watchable. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Best review ever. It's watchable.
It's watchable. How was it?
It was... Yes. Exactly.
It's watchable.
I liked it. I enjoyed it and I had fun watching it. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me the amount of goosebumps I had watching Gurren Lagann or Kill la Kill. Maybe it's not a standard we should uphold, but it's Trigger, and so the expectations are there. I wanted it to be fantastically, amazingly awesome. Like, I love the animations, I like a lot of the characters, I really like the style. Even the music was pretty solid, the opening song is quite cool. And they kind of fell short on delivering it all.
It was a bit different from your normal anime, so that's the mark you can check for the trigger check marks. The animation is it had very strong moments and very, very weak moments. Even in the later, or especially in later episodes, I'm going to show this little screenshot right here. The animation was very, very weak. Even like they had some even still images that were so undetailed. So plain looking.
One problem I had was Shiro at the last two episodes. If you saw him from the profile, his nose was almost up to his eyes, which really irritated me. Like in the first episodes, he looks really cool, even in the profile, and then the later episodes, he kind of looked odd. It had some trouble. Maybe they also suffered from...
I don't know. I think it depends on how the contract with Netflix really was. I mean, like they released half, and then the second half later. I don't know how much of a like how much they were supposed to deliver at a certain point, and how much that wasn't negotiable. So I don't know if that is really something we can. I mean, like yes, you always can say it's because of Corona, and it's like all right,
sure,
but. It especially with being Trigger, you just expect something else.
Yeah, and as I said before, the expectations were high. And one positive note is I really actually enjoy the main message of, despite being different, you have so many things that are similar or the same, that living together is possible and that you should try to put yourself in the shoes of the other. It's very important with what is going on in the world.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but it didn't go far enough. It just scratched on the surface, and that's it.
I don't know. I feel like it was a bit unclear about its own message. I mean, like it was, oh look, they are animals and they're evil, and in the end they were, and they killed each other and were going totally rampage. So it kind of missed the mark. I feel like on its own message.
That is true too. I just meant in the sense of what Nazuna and Michiru learned by the end of it, that it's not just a bad thing to be a beastman and that not all beastmen are bad, and Shiro learned that not all humans are per se bad. There's even beastmen that are bad, and that you have to not focus on what species or what nationality one thing or the other is, but rather concentrate on the behavior and how they act upon others.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes, the message was there in a way.
All right,
but I mean, like, we can't just rate it on a possibly positive message.
No, it's not all. I just wanted to get it out there. It's one thing I liked. And
okay. So I mean, like, I in our other review, I wasn't sure if this was a 24 episode or a 12 episode show. And when even some episodes, like in the 10th episode, it was like nothing, I don't know if it was the 10th or something around very close to the end. I was like, nothing really happened yet.
Right.
Nothing happened. So I was pretty sure it's going to be 24 episodes and that there is going to be a twist and something changes the game and we have 12 more episodes, because they did nothing for so long. It just took so long to get anywhere. And then suddenly it wraps up in like 2 episodes and it's what?
For example, one anime that starts slow and then the pacing becomes incredibly fast and extreme is something like Steins Gate.
But it has 24 episodes.
Yeah, it has 24 episodes, and it's the first 6 episodes. They are kind of slow and easygoing, but from the 6th episode on, you're kind of shocked with what is happening, and it's so in your face, and everything after that is just like, whoa! How did we get from 0 to 100? I felt like they were trying to do that, but they didn't go there. It's alright to show the simple life, the overall life of the animals, I think, but they showed too many unnecessary or boring things instead of focusing on real issues, or they didn't incorporate the issues too well into the episodes. So it fell flat overall. Like as I said, it's watchable, it's enjoyable, it's not a bad anime.
No.
In the sense of it.
No, it's just like in the overall landscape of anime, it's a good one. And this is a discussion I really want to have, and that is the trigger overall discussion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people are praising it, or people praising everything trigger. People are not judging it really for what it is, but for like they feel like they need to like it. They need to
we could just trigger. Just for the namesake, it's it like must be awesome.
Yeah, right. So there was only one moment where I really thought, now it's maybe starting. Yeah. And this is a silly moment probably, because when Shiro was fighting this one big
rhino?
Crazy thing, I don't know anymore, and he was bleeding very much, and it was like this fountain of blood.
It was so old school.
This was so trigger, like just the way the blood was like
definitely.
So and this was like now it's getting gory, but no, it didn't.
Yeah,
so
there was this moment. This episode especially, I loved it. We had a big fight, we had big effects. There was like whoosh everywhere. It's what I love about anime. What got me into anime, the really over the top and almost stylized, silly things. Like as I said, the blood spraying, and I love that in many old school anime where you have just fountains of blood spraying out, this big cascades spitting into another person's face. It was gory as hell, and then he put himself back together. There was lots of bling bling happening there. I mean, we can't forget, Trigger often does lots of flashy effects that might be not the best in terms of animation, but they work in the sense of you're entertained and you're like, woohoo!
It's me, Trigger!
That was fun, but unfortunately it didn't keep up on it. And the later monsters that appeared, or the transformations when the beast mode, the virus thing, happened to them, it was too little and far too late.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And nothing really was... I mean, like, they had this kind of Trigger-esque twist. Like, it was like, oh, and now we need this Trigger-esque twist. Let's do this. Okay. And it was like, no. I just thought it was a twist and I wasn't expecting it. I mean, like, you were expecting the blonde dude to be shady. You thought he was that. So, but the twist itself, that he is the real main pure blood animal person. It was like, alright, I don't give a fuck. Like, you really, like, seriously, it's. I didn't expect it, but this twist does not do anything to me.
No, it didn't do anything for me, and they should have hinted a little bit more to his beastman-ishness from beforehand, or something like that, that you have a build-up, a foreshadowing. Now it just felt like, oh, right, they didn't think of what they could do.
Or they should have played him more like the good guy. I even hoped that Shiro would even die or turn evil. I mean, like, there's so much more Trigger as you could have done. Like Shiro being the bad guy and with the mayor like having some kind of scheme, and then Michiru and the other girl would have to fight against Shiro and the mayor. That would have been the twist.
It would have been good, but it was too obvious from the start, and then it just ran its course. It was everything
safe.
was
It
very
was safe.
Yeah, it was totally safe and it was very linear from the beginning. You knew, well, that guy is definitely bad. Look at him, he is a psychopath. When he was kidnapped, he was even smirking and was like, oh, all is going according to plan, awesome.
Even the mayor wasn't evil.
Yeah,
they didn't even went with that twist.
Yeah, well, I liked the mayor by the end. She was interesting, but she was also played incredibly safe.
Yeah.
She was basically Angela Merkel of the animal world.
Probably, yes. Yeah. So overall, I have to say, just to sum it up, it was a good and entertaining thing if everyone else would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
For Trigger, I'm disappointed by it. Is it fair, is it unfair? I mean, like, people are judging and praising Trigger no matter what they do. There are these people, and I'm on the spectrum where I'm like, okay, Trigger gets all this praise, we expect so much from Trigger, so I expect them to deliver. And if when they do something and it's just a mediocre or like maybe a bit above mediocre show, then I'm like, this isn't why Trigger's praised for this kind of show, in my opinion.
Absolutely right.
Hate me later or hate me now. I'm stoned if you disagree.
Absolutely. For what it could have been, it just fell flat. It didn't quite hit the mark. I mean, not everything can be Gurren Lagann. It's Gainax, I know, but it's the type of expectations you get from Trigger. Kill la Kill was for me also very awesome. Maybe I'm a bit nostalgic or I romanticize it.
I feel like this is like kind of spoiling or maybe my argument for the Trigger video, but I feel like Gurren Lagann, even though it wasn't Trigger, and Kill la Kill is the only thing, I'm kind of burning myself here, is the only thing that really elevated Trigger, and after that everything else was, I don't know, lifted up by these two shows, even though they never did something ever again on that level. Yeah, it's played to safe, as you said. The amounts of no deaths in this whole show, the amounts of little goriness or psychological craziness, it was too little. And there was no aliens. No aliens. What's wrong with you, Trigger? we might get a second season. Wait for it. Wait for it. I don't want that. No, I don't want a second season. I'm probably not going to. Even if they get one, I probably wouldn't watch it, because if it would have been 24 episodes from the start, then it would have been a different story and there would have been a bigger twist. Now it's just the same thing with a different story. They're not going to have this game-changing twist in the second season. No. No, so I think it should be a one and done. Yeah. BNA should be over with as it is. Yeah. But that's just our opinion. Yeah, totally. Please let us know how we are wrong, where we are wrong, if we are wrong, maybe even. Yeah. Or that you agree to some degree to it. And just let us know what you think about it, what you think they could have done better. Or different. Yeah. So don't be shy to thumb us down. Don't be shy to thumb us up. And please, as we already said, leave a comment. Yeah. Please subscribe, like, and all that stuff that is going to drag out like forever.